Hello everyone and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Bill asked Lie to rig DNA test results. Behind Luna's fake father proof? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill Spencer paid Lee Finnegan a visit and had a cryptic conversation with her that raised suspicions for many fans. In B&B's July 24 episode, Bill repeatedly thanked Leigh for giving him a daughter, almost like she was in charge of the outcome rather than biology or fate. Leigh's response was just as strange since she said it was the least she could do after Bill saved her life. There was a lot of talk about Leigh's attempt to repay Bill, so felt like she did more than simply oversee a paternity test. Bill offered his gratitude to Leigh for making sure that was run correctly, so Leigh insisted Bill was exactly the kind of father that Luna Nozawa needed. The whole exchange made it seem like Bill wanted to be Luna's dad and asked Leigh to make sure that's what the results said, even if it wasn't true. Now that Bill and Leigh have had this discussion, their actions on the day of the paternity test make more sense. It was awfully convenient for Leigh to show up at exactly the right moment and insist on using her at-home DNA test kit instead. Bill was adamant about Leigh sticking around and kept acting like the test would be accurate since she was a doctor. In hindsight, it's easy to see how Bill and Leigh were likely in cahoots the entire time. In other words, Bill probably called Leigh up and asked her to come over with a paternity test that was rigged to confirm he was Daddy Dollar Bill. Since Bill, Luna, and Poppy all wanted this outcome, he apparently got Leigh to make certain they got their wish. Of course, Bill may or may not realize Leigh has a reason for wanting Luna's real paternity kept under wraps. There's a good chance Jack Finnegan is Luna's bio-dad, but Bill may not be privy to that information. Regardless, Bill clearly wants to be Luna's dad and feels he can be that for her in every way that counts. It's possible Bill has no idea who Luna's actual father is and honestly doesn't care. Then again, Bill might have a motive for murder if he somehow knew about Tom Stoer's paternity claims. How far might Bill have gone to silence Tom and Paul Hollis Hollister, who likely found Tom's letters to Poppy? We can't forget that Justin Barber used to be Bill's shady right-hand man, so there's the potential for trouble if they've reconnected as scheming partners. Whatever the case, our predictions hint that Bill and Leigh's paternity test rigging will blow up in their faces sooner or later, so we'll bring you updates on Luna's heartbreak down the road. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest Leigh and Bill won't get away with all the secrets they're keeping, so stay tuned for plenty of shocking news. Katie digs into Poppy's past, and Steffi declares that she'll never support Brooke. Today on The Bold and the Beautiful, Leigh answers Katie's questions, Bill reassures Poppy, and Steffi's dismayed to learn that Brooke is coming to Monte Carlo. In Forrester's design office, Hope tells Brooke she's really happy for her. Brooke says it's still all sinking in. Hope understands her hesitancy, but pleads with her not to let one of those reasons be Steffi. Brooke sighs that she won't like hearing the news. Hope thinks if she's not thrilled, that's on her. They should be celebrating and not worrying about Steffi's reaction. Brooke teases that Ridge just enjoys her trying on lingerie for him. Hope gawps, "Mom." Brooke's just kidding and can't wait for Monte Carlo. Hope asks, "Isn't Steffi going too?" In the main office, Steffi tells Ridge she can't just forget what the Logans have done. Ridge understands that Brooke's a sticking point, but he left her mother. It was me. He loves Brooke, and they're all one big family. Even her grandmother let go of the feud in the end, and he's hoping Steffi will come on board with all of it. I'm going ahead with Brooke and the bedroom line. He tells her the social media blitz will drop when he and Brooke are in Monte Carlo. Steffi gawps, "What? Brooke's coming to Monte Carlo." Ridge thinks Brooke coming will help relaunch the bedroom line. Steffi protests, "But Dad, I thought it was just going to be the two of us." At Bill's place, Luna advises Poppy not to give Katie power over her. They go over how amazing their new life is and how much they love their new life. Poppy won't let anyone ruin it. Bill walks in and says he agrees, no one is going to ruin it. He tells Poppy she doesn't have to hide her feelings from him. No secrets. Poppy didn't want to sound insecure or worried. Bill assures her this new life is important to him. It's changed his world, and having a daughter has made him a different man. He never expected it, but now that he has it, he doesn't want to let it go. In Leigh's office, she asks Katie if she's accusing her of mishandling Luna's paternity test. Katie is just wondering if there's any chance it could be incorrect. She's sure these tests have false results from time to time, and I'm just wondering if it might not be correct. Leigh realizes her sisters really alarmed her. Katie says she keeps getting weird vibes from Poppy, like she's hiding something. Leigh assures her that the paternity test is correct. Bill is Luna's father. Katie keeps questioning the paternity test, and Leigh tells her there can be room for error depending who administers them. That's why she ran it herself. Katie guesses she suspected Poppy the same way she does and knew she might do something as treacherous as lie and trap Bill into believing he's Luna's father. Leigh tells Katie she owes Bill her life after he saved her, but she also cares about her niece. So she took charge to make sure there was no room for doubt or uncertainty. And there wasn't, Katie. The paternity test was correct. Katie frowns. In the design office, Hope thinks that Steffi wants to keep the feud going. She can't imagine she'd bow out gracefully to let her and Ridge have a romantic getaway to Monte Carlo alone. Brooke shakes her head. Hope hates that they have to worry about Steffi's constant disapproval. Brooke says it's not all her fault and references her history with Taylor. Hope thinks it's time Steffi got over it. This is Brooke's time, and it's well-deserved. If Steffi wants to have a pity party, let her, but Brooke must enjoy this trip with Ridge and not let his daughter come between them. In the main office, Steffi tells Ridge she was looking forward to their trip to Monte Carlo and thought it was just going to be the two of them. Ridge just added Brooke because she's back now. Steffi points out they're not a lingerie company. Ridge argues that they create beauty. Monte Carlo is the right location and Brooke is the right spokesperson. And I'm hoping you can support that. Steffi supports the empowerment of women, but she knows Brooke, and she's not about empowerment, she's about herself. Ridge argues she didn't even want this, he had to convince her. Steffi sighs, fine. He can use Brooke for the bedroom line, but don't let her come to Monte Carlo. Ridge won't back down. Steffi argues that as co-CEOs they need to support each other. Ridge says they also have to have each other's back. In Monte Carlo, it's going to be Brooke because she's better at selling the stuff than anyone else, he promises. They'll have time for just the two of them. Pulling her into a hug, he says he loves her. Steffi loves him too and sighs. At Bill's place, Poppy tells Bill he's not the only one. She's always been incredibly protective, especially when it comes to Luna. She tells him he's changed their lives in more ways than he can possibly imagine. Luna is so grateful Bill's her dad. They embrace. In Leigh's office, she knows how difficult this must be for Katie. Katie says it is, but it's the territorial vibe that she's getting from her sister. Something seems off. Leigh scoffs that something always feels off with Penelope. That's why she went over there to administer the paternity test. It felt like she was up to something, but she was wrong. She wasn't lying. Bill is, without a shadow of a doubt, Luna's father. At Bill's place, he tells Poppy that now that they're alone, there's something he wants to talk to her about. His Spency senses are telling him that she's uptight. Poppy admits she had a run-in with Katie earlier. She had questions about her that she vowed to get the answers to.